Welcome to the energy update for the full moon in Aquarius on All Hallows Eve, October 31st, 2020 at 7:49 a.m. here in the Pacific Daylight time zone. I'm Shannon from Lunar Ladies, and I'm here to break it down with you, giving you the energy update for this week, the full moon, foundational phase of the new moon in Libra lunar cycle. Now, I've got some really cool info, and I'm really excited for you to spend a little bit of your time with me watching this video. So if you like this video, definitely click the like button and share it with friends and family, and subscribe to Lunar Ladies channel, where we have weekly energy updates, plus all kinds of wonderful surprises with activations with my amazing colleagues and helping you live a amazing life by living with how the cosmos lives in flow with a dynamic universe. And we start with the moon, one that moves the fastest. And I help you adopt a new lifestyle called a lunar lifestyle. And it helps you manage your energy. It helps you understand what's going on. It helps you go to your core root self, which is your natal moon energy. So it's your emotional vibration. And it's really how you need to be connected to and bonded with. And what are we doing here on planet Earth in the physical form as spiritual beings having a human experience? We're learning in relationship to one another, to the earth, to everything that's around us, to remember that we are part of the great, great, great web of life. Now, this is the theme song for when the moon enters into the sign of Taurus. Her beloved, the moon is said to be exalted in the sign of Taurus. So when we have a full moon in Taurus, it's even better. It's greater. It's expanded. It's full. Now, let's go back to the beginning of this zodiac year that happens on every new moon in Aries. Now, in late March 2020, we had a new moon in Aries when the sun and moon came together in the sign of Aries, and it was 4 degrees Aries. Now, Venus, who's the ruler of this beautiful full moon in Taurus, is back. She's back at 4 degrees Aries, or 4 degrees Libra, in opposition to Chiron, the wounded healer. And at this stage of the zodiac year, when we have a new moon in Libra, it's considered the full moon state of the zodiac year. So here we have the full moon in the full moon state when we're at this time of year in Libra on All Hallows Eve, when the veils are the thinnest. Now, I'm sitting here in my ancient homeland of the Emerald Isle. And so at this place, I can welcome, I can greet, I can honor, I can meet my ancestors. So according to Ancestry.com, I'm about 75%. So 75% of my ancestors will be walking through this doorway. I'm very excited to connect with them and learn from them, bring their gifts, present time, ask for their guidance, their wisdom, their support, their protection as the earth makes a huge quantum leap in consciousness. Now, the Earth Mother's Moon is the name of the full moon in Taurus. And this energetic is asking us in 2020 and in the decade of the 2020s to go from a 3D, third dimensional ego, separated self from the divine consciousness, to 5D, fifth dimensional eco-consciousness, unified in the great web of life. So this is a doorway that we can walk through. Now, the lunar mansion that the full moon in Taurus is moving through at the time of its most zenith state at 8 degrees is the stone. And you know, I love in Ireland, there's some stones right there, right over there. The stone is those ancient gateways or doorways. And where was the new moon in Libra? What Lunar Mansion called the doorway. So now we've got the stones, we found the doorway, and now we walk through. And we walk through in good company with our ancestors on All Hallows Eve, right? A traditional sacred earth holiday that many, many, many indigenous cultures have celebrated and continue to celebrate around the world, especially my ancient Celtic ancestors really love this time of year. It's considered, you know, the witch's new year, considered, could be like, well, the Celtic New Year's and winter solstice, but this is a great time. And then we look back at the, when we look at the Oak King and the Holly King, and on winter solstice is the return of the Oak King the return of the light. And so this is where the Oak King is slayed by the Holly King. And so he rebirths himself on winter solstice. Well, we got two kings hanging out on winter solstice this year, Saturn and Jupiter, but more to come. So make sure you're subscribed to the Lunar Ladies YouTube channel. Get your energy updates and your breakdowns for all the big stuff that's happening. But let's focus now on All Hallows Eve, October 31st, 8 degrees Taurus, with the moon exactly conjunct, get this, the full moon in Taurus in her exalted state. The Earth Mother's moon is conjunct merge 1 with Uranus, the sky god, in the sign of Taurus. Now, go way, way back in mythology to the time of the Titans. It was Gaia and Uranus who were soulmates, divine partners, lovers. And now these lovers are back together at the infinity degree of 8. So we got lots going on here. So we want to be very grounded. If you've got some, stones that you really love, crystals, I love river rocks. I have a really beautiful river rock. I will take a picture and post it. Especially when you're in my club.lunarladies.com or follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I've got a beautiful heart-shaped rock. And you know what's so beautiful about this rock? It's from a river up north in near the Oregon-California border. I believe it's Del Norte River. Is it? I gotta remember, or Smith River. Maybe it's the Smith River. I was camping there one summer. It was awesome, but it's one of the only rivers that does not have a dam across it, right? Dams, right? And so this river is free flowing and it is not impeded or messed with by humans who are in 3D ego consciousness, not in 5D eco consciousness, right? And so when you go to this river and you're looking around, of course, you say hello to the Aina and you ask, I have a special rock to take home, a little piece of you, River. And River says, okay, just, thank you for asking. And I'll spend a little time in your home, but you could always bring me back at any time. So I'm at the riverbed and I'm like, oh my God, all these rocks are heart-shaped because it flows with the rhythm and the vibration of love. So I will share with you my beloved heart-shaped rock. And she's heavy. She's kind of big, but I dragged her out of the river and I put her in my car and I will one day return her to her source. But I bring that story up is because I want you to really tune in to your relationship to the earth and the earth to the sky god and the sky god to the cosmos. And who are you as a spirit having a beautiful human experience through the trials and tribulations, through the joys and the triumphs? Who are you within all of that paradigm, dynamic, what's happening? It's not a static place where it's still and frozen. It's constantly in motion, constantly moving through you, helping you, growing you, evolving, expanding. We're in an evolving and expanding universe. And so you can have this opportunity with the help of your ancestors to go from that 3D ego conscious state or unconscious state where you're separated from all this glory and shift and walk right over through the veil and into the 5D unified field of consciousness, the web of life, where you're one and realizing that the God force of love energy flows through it all. The clouds, the grass, the rocks, the trees, the people, everything. And what a glorious experience when you come into that notion and begin to walk your spiritual path with that vibration. So lots of amazing things happening in this Uranus conjunct the full moon on a sacred earth holiday. Massive, massive moment for shift and change. Now we go to the opposite side of the universe where the sun is shining in Scorpio. So we have all this Scorpio light shining on the surface of the moon that's conjunct and merged with Uranus for great awakenings, quick changes, lightning coming in, opening up that crown chakra. Make sure you're grounded because that lightning needs to ground through you and let the Kundalini rise, let the chakras pop, pop, pop open and be vibrant and one with the glory of creation. So let's go over to the sun in Scorpio, who's dancing with the asteroid Juno, the goddess of marriage. Now remember, go back 2 weeks, new moon in Libra, marriage and relationships. Here's Juno, the goddess, the great goddess herself, at the goddess degree 13. So she's carrying your relationship to the 13 moons, and she gives it to the Scorpio sun, who says, really, this is your time to generate, initiate, and empower your phoenix energy. Rise from ashes. What are these ashes? The 3D ego consciousness. It's not bad, but it separates us from where Gaia is going in her quantum ascension timeline. We want to be along for that ride. Let me tell you, it's really good. She wants us there too. It's the whole point of this, right? So we go back over here, and the sun's emanating with Juno at 13 degrees. So deep, deep intimacy, trust. Who do you trust? Do you trust yourself? The sun is shining around how do we know ourselves to be? How do we shine our light out into the world? And Juno says, well, merge with your passion. Merge with what really has value to you. Share your resources, right? That's Scorpio, 8th house energy. I play with the sharing of resources because I come from the Taurus perspective as I have everything I need and desire. I have what I want and I want what I have. And so that 8th, 2nd house dynamic plays out in your chart, as well as in the signs of Taurus and Scorpio. So that's kind of the dance vibration that you get to merge with during this time. Now let's go back. When you go to the website, lunarladies.com, click on this week to get the blog post. I'll put it in the show notes here for the energy update. But I utilize the power of the Sabian symbols to look through the imagery to help open up our third eye, our picture mind, to bring in and open up our psyche to help us understand the greater, bigger pictures, the expanded state. So with the full moon at 8 degrees Taurus, it is really, really, really beautiful. Okay, I just have to take a look because I got so excited I almost forgot. Oh, that's right. How could I forget? One of my favorite times of year. So at 8 degrees Taurus, the energy and the symbol that you can open your mind to, closing your 2 eyes, open your 3rd eye, imagine a Christmas tree that's decorated. So you can go back in your memories if you're from a culture that celebrates the time of Christmas, or whatever your culture or religion celebrates during this winter time, and go like the Festival of Lights and Kwanzaa, all kinds of wonderful things happening during winter solstice. So imagine a Christmas tree decorated and how it makes you feel. Remember, moon is feelings. And so this imagery is about the spirit of reciprocity, feeling so full, Taurus, I'm abundant, that I go into the Scorpio energy and I give from my place of abundance, right? So it's a law of reciprocity, giving and receiving, giving and receiving. So this is getting like super emanated with Uranus, the sky god, wanting to put that consciousness into our crown, and then the moon in Taurus says bring it down into the earth and ground it. And you really bring on a ability or a bridge to go from 3D ego to 5D ego, dancing with the oneness of the universe. I love it. I love it. Now, when we take that, so I want you to explore that when you visit the website and the blog post. And so then we go to the opposite side of the universe, the sun dancing at 8 degrees Scorpio. And the imagery is a dentist at work. So I thought this was really fascinating, especially if you're like me, going to the dentist in the 70s as a child and maybe having some traumatic experiences. So kind of that could be a phobia for a lot of people. But when we look at the dentist at work, what we're really focusing on is that, the little tedious things. I had a good friend, and she's a dentist, and I got to have my teeth cleaned by her, and she had these like amazing fairy fingers, and she was just in there, and I felt so safe and loved, and I could relax, no anxiety, all that stuff. So the power of the dentist working on the teeth. Now, our teeth represent our decisions and our choices. Dentists are in there really working in a tiny crowded space, doing a lot of intricate work. And so this image is about that when we do our sacred work or embody our higher spiritual vision, It takes work. It's diligent practice. It's getting into the tight spaces and cleaning and shifting and making it into a healthy space. And so the sun is letting you know or reminding you that your spiritual work to hold a sacred higher vision takes work. It's diligent, it's a practice, it's an everyday thing. And then the moon says, well, I can help you by giving you the gifts of the law of reciprocity, which there's so much joy in giving, but we can't give from a place of lack. We can give joyously from a place of abundance. And so that's when we come in and we go, well, how do I get into an abundant state? And that's through the power of gratitude. That's what you're grounding down and realizing that you come from an abundant universe, that you are worthy and deserving of having everything that you desire, right? When you come and you're cleaning out all the plaque and tartar from inside the teeth, right? Taking good care, not rotting your teeth, right? Taking good care of them and smiling, using those teeth to smile. And that's also a gift. So it's not saying that we have to go and buy something or spend money we don't have. The smile does wonders. It changes people's days. I've had so many people, just going down, minding my own business, but I like people. So I tend to, I try to not be distracted by my phone, and I engage with my world. And so if I see someone, I'm going to smile, or, whoever, right? Or a dog or a child or a cat, flower, I'm communicating. I want to say hi. I've been told that my hellos are like the warmest hellos. And, that's probably a spiritual ability that's taken lifetimes to develop because it's not easy here. So there's so much for us to open our minds, our hearts, and remember and tune into what's really happening outside of the kind of external chaos of different things happening in whatever country you're in. The full moon pulls you deep within because it's raising inner deep stuff to the surface mind so that you can see it in an expanded state with the light of the full moon. Uranus there, the sky god, wants to generate your crown chakra and bring this new consciousness down and all the way down to the center of the planet. And then you become the Merkaba, the bridge between heaven and earth. And then you open your hands, your arms, and you welcome your ancestors through the veil, through a conscious hello, leaving them gifts, letting them know what's going on now in the world. And isn't it cool? And I could really use your help with this stuff and your wisdom over here. That would really make a difference for me moving forward. So I invite you to do the same. So go ahead, check out the blog post, join me in my free Lunar Ladies Club, jump into the inner circle where we can take all this information and personalize it for you in a mastermind group setting. Let me know if you have any questions, comment, share this video, like and subscribe to the Lunar Ladies channel, and I'll see you next week after we've made it through the veil for the third quarter Leo moon. Should be interesting. Bye for now.